For me personally, I'm constantly in a crisis to get to the next version of me. It's not like I'd like to. I wish I only would like to. I probably have a little bit more peace in my life. I am in a crisis to get the next version of me. And so the guy sitting in front of you right now, if I come back in a year and I'm just the same exact person with the same thoughts, same ideas, same ways of delivering them, this was a wasted year of my life, right? So I want to know how to get to that next version of me. And so
check the size of your goals and the kinds of goals. How big they are, what kind they are, affects you.
So what other opportunities? I mean, even if, especially like, oh, you want to be a pilot? Cool, you can become a civilian pilot. And you can, you can fly. You can make things happen that way.
So I'm gonna tell a quick story before I go to my next one. We just left Harvard, right? I know, I'm tripping. Your boy E.T., I can't believe it. From high school dropout to going and presenting at Harvard University. Then we left Harvard Sunday morning and went to Bermuda. Are you hearing what I'm saying? All right, so this is what happened. I told my crew, between Harvard and Bermuda, we're gonna sell 500 books. We shipped for free because of faith. We shipped 500 books. 500 books to our hotel. Now mind you, you gotta hear what I'm saying. If we don't sell them, we can't take them to Bermuda with us. There's only so many books we could take in our luggage. You hear what I'm saying? I said bring all 500 books. We sold 105 to one organization. I'm sorry, 125 to one organization. We went to a school and we just happened. Man, you're not hearing what I'm saying. Live by faith. I just happened 2 months ago to speak at a conference outside of St. Louis. It just happened that a group of kids who went to a high school who were present, their campus is right there on the campus of Harvard. You're not hearing me.
Right? And then other people that aren't successful yet, haven't reached what they want, or like they delay their bliss until a destination in the future. Once I get this relationship, once I make that money, once I get that car, once I have that home, then I'll let myself feel bliss. And so I teach you that the concept is you can live blissfully and still be dissatisfied. Your pathway to changing how you feel about yourself, of getting to the next level, is always giving, always giving, always giving. You know, I have this thing I kind of run my life through that kind of is my governor on my life of when I'm trying to give and when I'm trying to make a difference for people.
I go and speak. The principal says, you got a book? I said, yeah. He says, is it out? I said, yeah. He says, I want some. I said, we happen to have 150 extra at the hotel. He said, bingo, I'm going to pick them up. I'm buying them. We go to Bermuda, we sell out in 2 days, 300 books. By faith, we sold 500 books. Are you hearing what I'm telling you today? I'm saying I live by faith now. I don't live by fear. Bring all 500, and guess what? We will sell all 500. How do I know? Because the just shall live by faith. And I want you to experience a life you've never experienced before. I'm gonna ask you another question. Same question. What would your life look like if you weren't always afraid? What would your life look like if you weren't a scary cat? And professionally, if you weren't a scary cat in relationships, if you weren't a scary cat financially, right? If you weren't a scary cat in your dreams and in your mind, if you weren't always living in fear, how much more would you have?
for those of you that struggle with taking criticism, you got to ask yourself, how important is it to you to grow? Because you were put on earth to grow, to contribute, to serve, to help. You were in your way. And the current version of you is perfect as it stands right now, but it will be inferior next year. You're perfect as you are now, especially you ladies listening to this. There's all this messaging, you're not this, you're not smart enough. Women are too dominant, then they're a diva, right? Or you're not beautiful enough. Ladies, men, you too, you are perfect as you exist right now.
How much more would you do? All right, y'all, here go my final one. I told you, we sold 500 books and 2 presentations. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So here go my last one. I want you to listen to this one. You got to catch this one. What would your life look like? Listen to me. What would your life look like if you followed your heart? If you followed your heart and didn't listen to what other people had to say to you? What would your life look like if you followed your passion? That thing that you believed in, that thing that you're passionate about, that thing that means the most to you. What would your life look like? And I'm gonna tell you what it would look like. You would go from being a high school dropout, you will go from a person that takes 12 years to get a 4-year degree to speaking at Harvard University. You should have been there. All right, Chicago's probably gonna show you a clip, and next week we'll give you a snippet out. But when I was at Harvard, I couldn't believe that this is the same kid who was a high school dropout, who now, the only thing that's changed is I'm following my passion. And now I'm at Harvard University talking to college students.
But That version of you isn't sufficient next year. You got to be crazy, hungry, crisis to get to that next version of you. I want the data. I want the input. I want the information. I want the feedback to get to the next version of me, regardless of how it emotionally makes me feel. I'm like driven by that. Without that information, why am I living? Here's how we know you're perfect now. You've produced the external life you have, so you are perfect for that life right now. You are all you need to be right now. But if you want a different life, an improved life, a growing life, right, an increased life, this version of you is inferior to get to that place. And so the reason we have rapport, the reason we like each other is like, I also want to be surrounded by people who are not messaging me, is enough enough? Everything's good, man. Take a break. And I may not want more money. You and I both have a lot of money, right? We probably like more. That's not my driver. I want more peace, more gratitude, more abundance, more contribution, more memories, more experiences, more joy, more love. That will never be enough for me. Put me in the ground if I don't get any more of that stuff.
What we're not going to do, and what I would not do, is dwell on the past, dwell on what the big missed opportunity is, because guess what? That's a missed opportunity that there's all kinds of people in the world would love for that to be their biggest mistake that they've made. That's it. They would love, there's someone sitting in prison right now. That's like, man, I wish all I did was fail a drug test and I could have learned my lesson. Instead, I'm sitting here in prison. Or I got injured really bad because I did something that I shouldn't have done, or I made a bad decision, or I got someone that I care about hurt or injured because I took them in a car when I was drunk. Like, those are the kind of mistake. This mistake, sure, it's a bummer. Guess what? There are infinitely worse mistakes that he could have made. Infinitely worse. So you're all right, man. You're okay. Learn from it. Don't dwell on it. Move on and go do something really positive in the world.
And here's one of the important phrases of the evening. Your goals are affecting you, whatever they are. Your goals affect your handshake. Your goals affect your attitude, personality. Your goals affect the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you dress. All day long, we're being affected by our goals. Now, some people have goals, but they have such lousy goals. The effect is bad. I asked a guy one time, what are your goals for this month? The guy said, look, if I could just scrape up enough money to pay these lousy bills. That was his goal. I'm not saying it isn't the goal. It's a goal, but it's such a lousy goal, the effect is bad. You don't jump out of bed on Monday morning and say, oh boy, another chance to go out and scrape up the money to pay my lousy bills. See, you don't do that. Usually you say, oh, not another Monday. And some people have so given up on life, they have joined the thank God it's Friday. How sad. Surely those are the same people, when life is over for them, will say, thank God it's over.
Have you exhausted every possible option, scenario, combination, tool, and approach? I do not simply refer to the ones that you knew of at the time you decided to undertake your task. I mean, have you also researched possibilities that you had known about? Have you determined whether or not there is another person out there that has performed the exact same task you are attempting, or at least something similar? Have you exhausted this research? Have you read every book, blog, journal, magazine, bathroom stall, and website? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then go back and try again, because you don't truly know if you can do something until you've tried absolutely everything. The fact of the matter is that rarely, if ever, is the answer to all these questions yes. Therefore, what is it that people actually mean when they say, I can't?